is your AI briefing for June 9th, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. Gen AI is ready to change medicine? America isn't prepared. Gen AI deployment in U.S. care could cut chronic disease errors and strengthen after-hours guidance, but gaps in clinical workflows, governance, and training leave patients exposed now. Clinicians need validated integration with records, alerting, and documentation systems before generative tools can safely touch medication, triage, or follow-up decisions. Hospitals will also need clear liability rules and training so staff can recognize when the model is wrong. Medicine doesn't need more demo reels. It needs workflows, governance, and training before AI's chronic disease promises become preventable mistakes. Story 2. China's Xiaomi MiMo is now 15x faster than ChatGPT and Claude. Xiaomi's MiMo V2.5 Pro Ultra Speed uses custom GPU-accelerated decoding to reach 15 ChatGPT Claude speed targets, contrasting prior slow software-only inference and enabling faster on-device responses. The speed-up comes from pairing custom decoding with GPU acceleration, letting the model generate responses with far less latency than prior software-only approaches. That lower delay makes interactive use on phones and edge devices practical for multilingual assistants and local copilots. Xiaomi's win is raw speed on regular GPUs. The losers are everyone who spent years selling custom silicon as the only path to fast inference. Story 3. Apple bets cheaper AI will woo small developers. Apple will waive cloud AI API costs for developers under 2 million first-time App Store downloads, cutting early experimentation spend and differentiating from prior pay-as-you-go cloud pricing. The waiver applies only during the early growth phase, giving small teams access to cloud-powered features without paying usage fees until they pass the download threshold. That policy lowers the barrier for indie apps to test AI tools against entrenched competitors that already have larger budgets. Apple is subsidizing experimentation to lock in small developers, while the 2 million download cutoff quietly tells everyone else to keep paying. The Story 4. Apple bets on speed and smarts with iOS 27's under-the-hood overhaul. iOS 27 targets iPhone 11 Plus with faster app launches, contextual Siri AI, and new Photos edits, alongside battery life gains via under-the-hood performance and efficiency changes. Apple is redesigning core system performance so common actions feel immediate even on older supported hardware. The overhaul also aims to reduce background drain, extending daily battery life while keeping AI features responsive. This is Apple's favorite kind of upgrade: visible Siri lipstick, invisible efficiency work, and battery gains that only arrive after users do the testing. It's Story 5. Apple just taught your iPhone to finish your sentences, your photos, and your workflows. Apple plans AI features in Safari, shortcuts, and passwords that can finish sentences, summarize photos, and help automate workflows, aiming to speed on-device tasks and sign-ins. The new tools let apps invoke Apple Intelligence inside browsing, password, and automation flows instead of forcing users to switch contexts. That creates a tighter loop for everyday tasks by combining generation, summarization, and secure credential handling on the device. Apple is stuffing more AI into core apps, but the real feature is frictionless lock-in, faster shortcuts, smarter passwords, and deeper dependence on its ecosystem. Story 6. ChatGPT's new lockdown mode. AI security gets real. OpenAI's ChatGPT lockdown mode, rolled out in chat, blocks web browsing and AI agents to reduce prompt injection risk, preventing attackers from exfiltrating sensitive conversation content. Lockdown mode disables external retrieval and autonomous tool use, cutting off the pathways attackers use to smuggle malicious instructions into a session. It protects sensitive chats but also removes browsing and agent conveniences for users handling high-risk data. Lockdown mode is the admission that agents are prompt injection magnets, so OpenAI is trading convenience for a narrower attack surface. Story 7. Cameras get an Apple Intelligence boost in Apple Home. With iOS 27, Apple Home's HomeKit Secure Video will use Apple Intelligence to describe camera footage and enable natural language search across connected cameras, improving clip discovery without exposing events to others. HomeKit Secure Video recordings will be turned into searchable, plain language descriptions that identify relevant moments without exposing the raw footage broadly. Users can then ask for specific events across multiple cameras, speeding incident review for households and property managers. Apple is turning home cameras into search indexes, which helps find clips fast while normalizing AI surveillance of every hallway and driveway. Story 8. Apple announced the biggest Siri overhaul since 2011. Siri AI updates include a new app, Apple Intelligence, and more. At WWDC 2026, Apple unveiled a major Siri overhaul as part of Apple Intelligence, including a new Siri app and deeper on-device AI so it can handle more requests end-to-end. The new Siri app gives users a dedicated place to manage voice features, while Apple pushes more requests to local processing. That shift is meant to make Siri faster and more reliable across everyday tasks without depending as heavily on the cloud. Siri's biggest makeover since 2011 mostly means Apple finally wants it to finish requests end-to-end, after years of being a glorified voice remote. Story 9. Meta's AI tent cities reveal the desperate state of the compute wars. Meta is deploying billion-dollar server tent cities near Columbus in 125,000 square foot weatherproof structures, escalating the compute race by fast, modular capacity rather than waiting for permanent data center builds. Each weatherproof structure can be deployed quickly to host massive GPU clusters close to where power and cooling are available. The strategy lets Meta add capacity in parallel with traditional builds, tightening supply of accelerators for other buyers. Meta's tent cities are what panic looks like in concrete and canvas. A billion-dollar race where modular speed beats architectural elegance. Story 10. Silverfort integrates AI agent identity control from Microsoft Copilot Studio. Silverfort added runtime identity and access controls to Microsoft Copilot Studio agents, enforcing policy-driven permissions inline to reduce unsafe agent actions during live deployments. Silverfort evaluates Copilot Studio agent behavior at runtime and blocks actions that fall outside assigned permissions. That prevents a compromised or misconfigured agent from moving laterally or accessing protected Microsoft resources during live use. Silverfort is selling the adult supervision Copilot Studio needs, because autonomous agents without runtime access controls are just faster ways to make bad decisions. Story 11. From AI chaos to confidence, the governance flywheel executives need. Executives are urged to build an AI governance flywheel covering explainability, safe pause, and rapid recovery so boards can judge what happens when a model fails. The flywheel ties model approval, emergency shutdown, and post-incident recovery into a repeatable process that boards can inspect. It gives executives a concrete way to document controls, learn from failures, and reauthorize systems after fixes. This is governance theater with a useful checklist. Explain it, pause it, recover it, or don't pretend the board approved anything real. Story 12. Turns out, teaching games like Battleship can make small AI models a whole lot smarter. MIT researchers used a Battleship-style question and feedback game to sharpen small AI models, improving them without larger systems and enabling cheaper, more capable agent behavior. The game forces smaller models to infer hidden information from sparse cues and update their guesses from feedback. That training method boosts reasoning efficiency without increasing model size, lowering the cost of building capable agents. MIT's Battleship trick proves smaller models can get smarter by asking better questions, which is bad news for anyone billing intelligence by parameter count. That is the briefing for today.